record your own voice, then play it back. And there it is, that strange little jolt in your chest. Wait, is that really me? It comes out higher and thinner, like a stranger wearing your face. You want to delete it instantly. Maybe you cringe. Maybe you laugh nervously. Don't worry. Almost everyone feels exactly the same. This reaction is so universal it has a name. Psychologists call it voice confrontation. And the explanation is stranger than you think. Because here's the twist. The recording is not lying to you. Your own head is. Let's start with something simple. How does sound actually reach you? Every sound in the world is just vibration. A bee buzzing, a piano, a voice. When anyone speaks, they push out vibrations. Those vibrations travel through the air. They slip into your ear canal. They rattle your eardrum, and your inner ear turns it into sound. This whole process is called air conduction. It is how you hear the entire world. Car horns, music, other people, and it is how other people hear you. Your words leave your mouth. They cross the room as air, and they land in someone else's ear. Simple. One pathway. But when you speak, something else happens too. Something nobody else gets to experience. Your voice does not only leave your mouth, it also travels inward. The vibrations spread through your skull, through bone, through tissue, through your head, and they reach your inner ear from the inside. This second path has a name too, bone conduction. So every time you talk, you hear a blend. Air from the outside, bone from the inside. Two channels at the same time. Your ears mix them into one sound, and you never notice the seam. Researchers describe it beautifully. Your voice is a duet. One instrument plays through the air. The other plays through your bones. Two performers. One song. And here's the crucial part. Bone does not carry sound like air does. Air is light and quick. Bone is dense and solid. And dense material loves low frequencies. It favors the deep tones, the warm ones, the rich ones. Scientists at MIT's hearing lab measured this. Bone conduction can boost low frequencies by as much as 10 to 15 decibels. Enough to completely reshape a voice. So the voice in your head gets a secret upgrade. Extra bass, extra depth, extra body. It sounds fuller and lower than reality. And you have heard it this way your whole life. Every word you have ever spoken. Always with that hidden warmth underneath. Your brain treats this as the truth. This deep sound becomes your self-image. The voice you believe you have. Then comes the recording. And a microphone is brutally honest. It has no skull, no bones, no head. It only captures one thing, the air. It cannot hear what travels through your skull. The bone half simply vanishes, gone. And with it go all those deep frequencies, all that warmth you were used to. What is left is the thinner version, higher, brighter, a little nasal. It is your voice with the warmth removed. So when you hit play, your brain panics. It expected the full, warm duet. It got a thin solo instead. That mismatch is the cringe. That is voice confrontation in action. And now the strangest truth of all. The recording is the accurate one. That thinner voice, that is what you actually sound like. That is the voice your friends hear. Your family, your co-workers, strangers, everyone, every single day. The rich, deep voice in your head, nobody has ever heard it, not your mother, not your partner, not one person on earth. Only you. You are the sole listener of a private concert. A voice that exists for an audience of one. And it dies the instant you stop speaking. Let that sink in for a moment. But the science goes deeper than frequencies. Back in 1966, two psychologists studied this. Their names were Holzman and Rousey, and they found something fascinating. The shock is not only about pitch. A recording also reveals hidden signals. They call them extralinguistic cues. These are the tiny things in your voice, not the words, the texture underneath them. Traces of anxiety, hints of sadness, flashes of anger, moments of doubt. When you speak, you do not notice them. You are too busy talking and thinking. But on a recording, you become the listener, and suddenly you hear all of it. Emotions you did not mean to broadcast. Sides of yourself you never planned to show. It can feel like meeting a stranger who knows your secrets. That is why the discomfort runs so deep. It is not just, my voice sounds weird. It is that really who I am? We build our self-image around what we hear, not around the reality. And reality can be confronting. There is another layer too. Psychologists call it cognitive dissonance. Your brain holds a picture of your voice, a warm, deep, familiar picture. The recording contradicts that picture, and the mind hates contradiction. So it reacts with that cringe, that instant urge to look away. It is the same feeling as a candid photo. You know the mirror version of your face. You see it every single morning, but a photo catches a different angle, and you think, do I really look like that? Your voice works the exact same way. The mirror lies gently, the camera tells the truth, and so does the microphone. Here's a surprising number. When people hear their recorded voice, only about 38% recognize it right away. Think about that. Most people do not instantly know their own voice. The sound they have heard more than any other still feels foreign on a recording. Technology adds its own twist too. A cheap microphone distorts the sound further. Phone speakers color it. Earbuds change it again. A studio recording sounds closer to reality. But even perfect gear cannot give you the bone. Now here's a fascinating real-world twist. Engineers learn to use bone conduction on purpose. Some headphones do not go in your ears. They rest on your cheekbones instead. They send vibrations straight through your skull. Your ear canals stay completely open, so you hear music and the world at once. Doctors use bone conduction too. Some hearing devices bypass the outer ear. They feed sound through the bone directly. For some people, this restores hearing. The very thing that makes your voice confusing also helps people hear again. Want to feel both pathways for yourself? Try this right now. Press your palms over your ears, cover them completely. Now start talking. Say anything. Hear that deep booming hum? That low rumble filling your head? That is almost pure bone conduction. You just isolated the secret channel, the hidden half of your duet. Now uncover your ears and speak again. Notice how the sound thins out, brighter, sharper, less full. You just heard yourself shift from the private voice to the public one in a single second. So what do you do with all this? First, stop cringing. Your recorded voice is not bad. It is simply unfamiliar. And unfamiliar is not the same as wrong. The good news is the brain adapts. The more you hear your recorded voice, the less jarring it becomes. Your brain slowly updates its expectations. The dissonance fades. The stranger turns back into you. This is why podcasters and singers get used to it. They hear themselves so often, the shock simply wears off until the real voice feels like home. There is even a deeper finding here. People who struggle most with their voice sometimes report higher social anxiety, but exposure can loosen that knot. Hearing yourself, gently and often, can soften the harsh inner critic. Because here's the final thought. The voice on that recording is not a flaw. It is the voice that carried your words to the world. It told your jokes, it said your apologies. It spoke the names of people you love. Everyone who knows you through that exact sound. It is not the imposter, it is the original. The warm voice in your head was only ever yours. A private gift you cannot share. But the one on the recording? That is the voice that belongs to everyone. And maybe once you understand why, it stops sounding wrong and starts sounding like you. The real you. The one the world already loves. So the next time you hear yourself, don't look away. That is not a stranger. That is the voice someone fell in love with. It was never wrong. It was always you.